Hello, my viewers. I'm Ken from Kflann, the Railfan. So, I actually lost my intro footage to the original video, so we're doing it here. So, I'm going to be showing you in this video my adventure to Leonard Harrison State Park in Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. Also, the home of the lookout of the PA Grand Canyon. So, I'm going to show you around the campground. It's only a 28 site campground, it's relatively small, but it's a nice little park. So without further ado, let's check this out. And if you can, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when I put out some new content, and like this video. Let's check it out. So again, this is Route 660. It comes in here. There's the park office leading into the main state park. About up there, about a quarter mile away, is the visitor center and the lookout for the Grand Canyon. So you come right into it. Campground, like I said, is relatively small. I just want to make a quick disclaimer that I don't have my normal equipment because it was stolen a couple months ago, and my gimbal was one of the things went with it, so I apologize. But we'll go around and we'll check out the campground. So when you reserve a site online, if you're already reserved, you can bypass the office and you just go right to your site. They'll have all your tags and everything right there. If you're not reserved already, they've got the honor system, and they also have somebody inside the office that you can reserve the site. So when you come in, if you have an RV, here's your water to fill up. The sites are mostly just permanent camping, or they just have modern electric, so you can fill up your RV here. And also on the other side of this island is your dump station for your RVs. They have 3 restrooms, one's right there and 2 more up by the gorge. And they're really nice, they keep them nice and clean here. You can see the campground starts right there, but we're just gonna go around. They've got a little playground area for the families. Leonard Harrison State Park is actually on the eastern rim of the park. There's another one on the western side, which is called Colton Point. But just to give you a little history on this area, 1922, there's a man named Leonard Harrison. He was a banker and a businessman out of Wellsboro, and he donated hundreds of acres of land to the state to make a state park, and they'll conserve the land here for this park. They got a pavilion, some picnic areas down there. To get a good look at the playground for the kids. There isn't any pool here. I haven't seen anything like that here. I don't know if there's any areas on the creek, which I didn't get to research completely yet, which is Pine Creek, which is part of the gorge, if there's any areas to swim down there. The campsites in here are pretty spacious too, but it's one way, so that's why we're walking that way. Everybody cleared out of here. Here's one of their sites. This is just one of your primitive sites. You can back in with your tent and set up. They do allow dogs and pets on your site, but there's only certain ones. The site we're in, site number 26, doesn't allow dogs, but sites all around us allow dogs. It's just a weird setup, but it's a nice little campground. A lot of the camps, however, are out in the sun. In the last couple of days, it's been 90-some degrees, so that's about one of the only drawbacks. And the other drawback is at this campground, when you're in here, there isn't any internet. You got to drive about 2 miles outside of the camp to pick internet back up again. But again, they're nice big campsites. There's a lot to them. And it's pretty much a dirt road to get around to the campground, through the campground. And you're about 8 miles from Wellsboro. It's a nice little town, but on Sundays, everything shuts down by 4 o'clock, 5:30 at the latest. Site number 10, that's a smaller one. So the sites on this front side seem like they're a little bit smaller than the ones where we're at. And I hope you guys will enjoy the scenes later on of the gorge. I do show you one of the trails, the Turkey Path Trail. And you'll see 1 or 2 waterfalls. All the sites come with a fire pit, picnic table. So now this site allows dogs right here. And if you're a birder, I found a wide array of different type of birds up here. Indigo bunting, your other common ones, your house finches, robins. Golden finch. I haven't seen too many predatory birds yet, even when we went up to the gorge. Lots of turkey vultures though. And here comes around the corner to ours. They have water points all over the place. And the water is good to drink out of here too. Dog walking area with the waste can. Like more people are getting ready to pull out of here. Big old Class A, site number 23. As you can see down here, the sites are a lot bigger. There's a lot of space to them. Little tiger moth, teardrop camper. And their maintenance building is directly behind there too. And this is our site right here. You can see how big it is. And there is a water point straight up in the back there. But the sites are big, but we're kind of right out in the open. There's no trees or anything. But as you can see, it's a smaller campground. That's the main entrance in the park where we just came from. Just one little loop. 28 sites. And takes you right up to Route 660. That's your main route into this park. And then right up that way where I showed you, where I started my intro, up that way it'll take you to the lookout for the gorge. So this is the main parking lot for the Leonard Harrison State Park. Back that way about a quarter mile is the campground and the park office that I already showed you at the beginning. And then you walk up this way and you come up here to the visitor center. You got 3 bathrooms up here. Or throughout the park. The visitor center. But then you'll come out here to the lookout. On certain days they have a maple truck, has maple syrup, maple flavored hot dogs, is pretty good. And then their gift shop with their shirts and everything is up here. They got little trailers at the top. You can go either way. for you. But this is where it comes out to the lookout. I'm going to show you some views up here. And that's the Turkey Path trail. It's 1 mile down, 10 miles back up. So inside the little visitor center, they do show 2 different movies. And they show the different animals that are in this area. The gray squirrel, the flicker, little bear cub, bobcats, rough grouse. There's a timber rattler. But the 2 movies talk about the conservation of this gorge and how things are formed and came to be. This is the Pine Creek Gorge, which is also known as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. This is up at the lookout, which pretty much is right up and is part of Leonard Harrison State Park. This area is carved out about 20,000 years ago by the North Continental Glacier starting to melt and move. The creek all the way down there at the bottom used to move in a northerly direction, but after the melted waters started changing the landscape, the creek now moves in a southerly direction, which it has been doing today. Turkey vulture. This is looking at the gorge from another angle, and Pine Creek down at the bottom. And that right there is an old rail bed, rails the trails. Again, another view from behind where I just was. And they say this place is spectacular, as you can see all the trees in the fall. So we may try and get up here during the fall time. Check this out, there's a little house down there at the base. But up here at Leonard Harrison from the top, they've got 2 trails. They got the Turkey Path, which you'll see little bits of it, and then they have the Overlook Path. And that rails the trail is actually 62 miles long along the Pine Creek. So just a little bit more history on the creek. In 1800s they started logging here, and they logged white pine, hemlock, and other hardy type woods. And then they rafted it down and canoed it down into Williamsport to the sawmills. That was one of the biggest industries around here, was the logging industry. Such a beautiful place though. We'll flip back the top of the ridges here. So my friends, we are at Leonard Harrison State Park, as we mentioned in the park video. Just wanted to show you guys, they have an overlooked view here that's at the top of the mountain, which I'll show you in a second. But there's a path called the Turkey Path, and it'll take you all the way down there. Okay, it's a really steep mountain, and the way to get you down are called switchbacks. So I'm kind of in the middle. So when you go down, you go that way, and of course, when you come back, come this way. But once you switch up, there's the other half of the trail. So basically what this does is you're going to go back and forth zigzag all the way up and all the way down the trail. It is steep, but when you get down to the bottom, there's a nice waterfall down there to check it out. But I just wanted to show you the top of this mountain where you start at. The overlook is 1,833 feet, and you pretty much go all the way down to the base. Walk with me a second here. There's a little bit of the creek down there. So we're in Wellsboro, and they call this mountain range the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. It's all trees and it's pretty nice. You can see some of the pictures at the end. So we're past the halfway point on our walk. So I just want to give you guys a better look of the switchbacks. There's going up right there. There's one we just came down on. And you can see where those people are down there. As you can see, it switches back to go up the mountain. So you're not walking straight up and down. It's not a bad little walk. Going down is easier. Of course, coming back up, if you're not in the best of shape, it's a little bit harder, but they have benches all over the place. Kind of like this one right here. Well, let's continue. Well, that stopped. But I just want to show you there's some steps in certain areas. Like I said, we're coming back up now. Back up's the worst. So some of the corners have steps, some of the corners you're walking. Once you make the turn, now you see we're going back the other way. And it does that all the way up. But just thought I'd show you that on this trail. Let's come to this park. All right, everybody, hope that you enjoyed that video of Leonard Harrison State Park. It is a beautiful place, and you get the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon right there. But until next time, I'll see you guys down the line for another camping adventure or another railroad adventure. Take care.